Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Jess, and welcome back to week 7 of the PUL season 3, of course. And at the moment, we have a very important match. And if you're like, why is this so really important? I'll tell you. Okay, so we're now 6 and 0, you know. I think we picked up a 6-0 win last week, or no, that was 2 weeks ago. But we're also 6-0. Okay, but yeah, we're 6-0 right now, and so the other two guys, or three actually, who I don't know, but there are three guys at the moment who also have a record with 6 wins, but in week 7 they were all 6-1. And this is week 7. We're still 6-0, so we're aiming to get the yeah to get the how do you call it? To get the longest undefeated streak. So yeah, let's get it going. We have a very tough opponent this week. Hey, you'll probably remember him. His name is UHMMERS, and he took over 3-1 guys team. So um yeah, a little bit of a problem. He is my best friend in the community, definitely, and he knows as the best how I play. So exciting game. It's gonna be hard, and he might even know a little of my prep because, well, this team was the one guy's team first, and he's in my front office, and then he took over the one guy because the one guy was going to drop. So yeah, he could know a decent amount of my team already, so that's kind of a problem. But I thought this was the most optimal team to bring. I just hoped he hadn't looked as much, but so yeah, let's go right into team. First of Mega Salamence, Dragonite substitute EQ and return, really standard, nothing to say, just speed creeping someone's speed creeping the Thunderous. No, not Thunderous, but something else. I don't know. But speed creeping something scarfed. Next up, Kyogre, speed creeping a um uh what's it exactly? Something one of his bulkier mons with if it has 0 speed. That's what Kyogre's speed creeping. Kyogre's just for dealing damage. If he has a how do you call it? Is I think it's his Nailigo at zero speed invested. So Surf, Water Spout, Thunder, and Ice Beam on this mon. Next up, Empoleon, Stealth Rock, Defog, Scald, and Roar. Roar to prevent Maul from setting up, and Scald just to do some damage, and Defog and Rocks for hazard control. Next up, Toxapex. I forgot nicknames this week. I know I'm a bad person for doing that. Regenerator, just the max defense. This one with the Skull Toxic Recover and Baneful Bunker. And next up, we've got a Blissey. Blocked, Soft Bolt, Toxic, and Seismic Toss. So he has both a Vaporeon and a Umbreon. And if Umbreon is in, we have a Toxic. And I think it's going to stay in. I'm going to block it. Yeah. So we can just wear it down with Toxic, and we can just keep softballing up and just hope we'll be, because we can S toss it, and it can probably only either Toxic or how do you call it, foul play me. So that's one of my main ways to main way to break down his wall. And last but not least, the Pillow Sand, Earth Power, Shadow Ball, Stealth Rock, and Shore Up as another, and with the Colbert Berry for Sucker Punch, Mega Maul as another decent check to Mega Maul, because well, Mega Maul is a retarded mon. It's such good value as a tier 1 Mega. It should have been a tier 2 Uber Mega, but yeah. Well, so yeah, that's it for the team, and let's get right into the battle. So as you can see, we're now in the battle, and if we see the team he brought the Mars Shadow, the Umbrian, the Celebi, the Mawile, the Vaporeon, and the Nihilego. So leading off, I'm like, if he leads off with Mars Shadow, Toxapex is a decent switch in, and the rest doesn't really want to stay in Kyogre except for maybe Celebi. So I'm just going to lead off with it, and he leads off with his Nihilego, clicks rocks, I click surf, he's not sash, and he's dead. So really well start. He goes into Vaporeon. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really in the mood of getting toxic, so I'll just go into Empoleon, which kind of walls it. If he roars me out, no problem, because I'm just going to defog here. Not really anything problematic with that, and here I just have my own rocks. Umbreon gets kind of pretty well walled by Blissey, so I go into my Blissey, and he clicks Taunt, so he has Taunt on Blissey. I'm like, okay, this is, this is kind of a problem. So I go back into Marshmallow, and I have the Chople Bear Empoleon. I have the Chople Bear, so I think I thought I can live in it. I predicted him to be the Marshadium Z. Oh no, not the Marshadium Z set, because Ubers of course can't Z. But I predict him to be Scarfed for the Mega Salamence. But as we see, he's Life Orb, and I think I would have left Scarfed CC for Marshadow, and it would have knocked me like really low. And Torrent boosted Skull that -1 would have knocked it out. So yeah, now I can go into Toxapex at least, and I think I just fire off a Toxic because it doesn't really want to stay in. He goes Vaporeon as I go into Blissey as he roars me out into Calicent, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going back into Blissey again, I don't really care. And he clicks Toxic, not that big of a deal, because, well, I have Natural Cure, and here I click Seismic Toss. Never mind, I click Toxic, predicting him to switch out. So really nice, Umbreon is now Toxic. So I go into Pax, predicting his taunt so I can get a natural cure off. And here I go back into Blessey because I don't think he'll double taunt, and he has heal bell, so that's a problem. But he goes into his Marshadow as I go into my Kyogre to break this month, and seeing as Marshadow's pretty easily switched in by Toxapex, he of course going into Vaporeon on the Thunder. I just Toxic Vaporeon, predict him to not Toxic me or just Scald me, I don't really care, and he roars me into Blissey, where he goes into cleanly goes into Marshadow. I click Estos, and as he predicts my switch into Toxapex, going into Celebi, and then going to Blissey on his T-Wave. So here I think I click, yeah, I get fully parrot, which really sucks. But I'll have to just go into packs, and he clicks knockoff here. So now I'm scared of a Thunder Punch, so I go into Palisand if I am correctly, because I used to have the Wakam Berry for that. But knockoff is a really nice thing, but it makes sure he's probably, which is also a nice thing for me, because he's probably going to click knockoff on my Palisand, and that means I can live a hit with the Colbur Berry. So here he makes a little misplay, doesn't really matter because Kyogre knocks it out with Thunder anyway. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really trust this. I go into Blissey, and he makes a great double into Marshadow. I go into Toxapex. I have no idea why I clicked Close Combat. He was probably predicting me to stay in, because I'm that person that stays in, predicting him to Spectral Thief me, but not this time, so lucky for me. And I go back into my Kyogre, in on a Celebi, which isn't my favorite place to be. Here I just Estos because I'm like, yeah, I don't trust this Mega Maul, and it sets his rocks up. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to keep attacking it because I don't want any problems with this mon. So here I click EQ, knock out the Mega Maul. So I'm done with that one. That's really nice. And here he goes into Celebi. And I'm like, this has got to be scarfed. He Thunder Wave my Toxapex, which is going to come in, as you can see later. I Toxic him. I know he's natural cure, but um, I go into Palisand. Him synthesizing up on my Toxapex, which was already almost dead, and I predict him to go for a grass type move on my Palisand, going into Mega Mance, and I'm like, um, he ain't Scarf, so that's really weird. I don't know why he stayed in. And so I just click the sub. He clicks Thunder Wave, misses. Doesn't really matter because it wouldn't have affected me anyways. Here I click Return, which is a big or I mean Dragon Dance, which is a big misplay. Should have returned because I would have knocked it out. He does show why he stayed in because he had to go by Berry. Because now I get revenge killed by Marshallow's Shadow Sneak. And here I go into my talk specs, and I Baneful Bunker, so it sucks because he now knows I have Baneful Bunker. And here I go into Kyogre. Kyogre setting up the rain, he wishes, and I'm like, yeah, I'm clicking Water Spout here, and he doesn't really have a good switching. Clicks Foul Play, gets some decent chip off, and I at this moment Water Spout is still a little bit stronger than Surf. And here I just click Water Spout. Here I just click Surf. So I knock this one out, and last but not least is Marshadow. He clicks goes Combat to knock me out. Now he's at 24%. So now is an interesting situation because he has 3 hits left to kill me. First of all, I click Scald, but I get fully parried on his bulk up. I was like, he knows I have Baneful Bunker. He can't go for the attack. There's no way he's going for it. And yeah, I get fully parried. Really sucks. So here I go for Baneful Bunker, thinking he would attack. But he's a smart boy. He clicks bulk up. Now he can attack. So I click Baneful Bunker. He clicks Close Combat because he doesn't have, for some reason, he doesn't have Spectral Thief. I think on his Mars Shadow he needed more coverage, so I'm still alive. I go into my Palossand, predicting another close combat slash bulk up slash I don't really know, and he clicks Shadow Sneak here, and here I go into packs, and now there's a 50-50. He can one shot me with close combat, but if I Baneful Bunker, I win. He can set up another bulk up, but if I Scald, I win. If he fully parries me, um, that's always good for him. If he fully pairs me, if I click Baneful Bunker, he sets up a bulk up. Next time I'll have a really low chance to get killed by a move. So then he probably wins. And if I click Scald but he attacks, he wins. So what I thought, I was like, I've been going. I'm like, he knows I'm going to. I mean, the last time I Baneful Bunkered in the beginning. And Baneful Bunker is so obvious that he's going to expect me. He's going to overpredict. And he's predicting me to not click Baneful Bunker because it's so obvious. And that's why he's going to click CC. And I'm going to click Baneful Bunker. And let's see. Wait, I'm putting this on really slow. Okay, so. Okay, please don't get parrot. Please don't get parrot. Please don't get parrot. No para, no para. Okay, no para, no para, no para, no para. Please click an attack, an attack, an attack, and he clicks close combat and he dies to poison. this game, this game almost gave me a heart attack. Like, what the hell, man? This was so much closer than it should have been. You know, I should have already won. I think it's here. No, little bit back here, because I clicked Scald, thinking he knows I have Baneful Bunker, so I'll just click Scald. If I didn't get fully parried here, the game would be easy, but thankfully we pulled that out in the end with some really nice mind games, and this game is way too hard to watch. But nice thing is, we are now 7-0 with plus 25 differential, which is really, really, really fucking good. So I'm really hyped. We've had the longest undefeated streak of yeah, literally all, literally everybody. So that in at least in PL season 3, so that's really nice. Hoping we can continue keeping it up, but problem is next week we are facing the GOAT, aka Stealthy, with his mono water team, Water Legend. Yeah, um, I'm just going to do my best to keep it going like this, and yeah, we'll hope for to be standing 8-0 after next week, and yeah, see you all next week. Um, have a nice day. Have a nice for the rest of the day, and goodbye, everybody.